Coenzyme Q10 plays an essential role in the mitochondrial energy production. The CoQ10 has demonstrated neuroprotective effects, and this might be mediated through the enhanced mitochondrial function and the modulation of the microglial cells, the brain's immune cells that mediate neuroinflammation. Lower blood levels of CoQ10 have been correlated with an increased risk of disabling dementia in older individuals, and worse cognitive function in heart failure patients. Preclinical evidence suggests that CoQ10 can slow cognitive decline in patients with neurodegenerative diseases like Huntington's, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's disease. Ashwagandha is a plant, and it's been used in Ayurvedic medicine for centuries. The plant and the root extract contain several bioactive compounds with antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and immune-stimulating properties. Cellular and animal models show the ashwagandha extracts and the related compounds rescue the neuronal cells from chemical damage and inflammation through multiple signaling pathways. It protects the neurons from neurodegenerative processes that typify the conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and Huntington's disease. In a human study, ashwagandha extracts have been shown to improve memory and cognitive function. In a double-blind, placebo-controlled study, 50 adults were randomly assigned to receive either ashwagandha root at an extract of 300 mg twice a day, or placebo for 8 weeks. The ashwagandha was associated with statistically significant improvements in short-term and general memory, executive function, sustained attention, and information processing speed. Furthermore, in a randomized control trial of 53 people with bipolar disorder, adjunctive use of 500 mg per day of ashwagandha extract resulted in improvements in auditory verbal working memory, reaction time, and social cognition. Numerous studies in a variety of models have shown ashwagandha exerts neuroprotective effects. For instance, in mice who were exposed to a neurotoxic substance, the ashwagandha reversed damage to the NMDA neurotransmitter receptors, and this is important for learning and memory. Injection of ashwagandha extract in rats was shown to prevent cognitive decline caused by a neurotoxin. Improved defenses against oxidative stress is one mechanism that can contribute to ashwagandha's neuroprotective activity. One of the active compounds in ashwagandha is withanone, and the administration of the withanone to rats for 3 weeks was shown to significantly improve the cognitive skills by decreasing the levels of inflammatory molecules. In the same study, it was also shown to inhibit beta amyloid, a protein that's implicated in the development of Alzheimer's disease. Pregnenolone is a steroid hormone, and it's synthesized from cholesterol in the brain, adrenal glands, and other organs. Pregnenolone can either modulate the signaling pathway itself, or it can undergo further metabolism to form other steroid hormones, including progesterone, aldosterone, cortisol, and testosterone. In the brain, pregnenolone has been shown to modulate the NMDA receptor-mediated neurotransmission, which supports learning and memory. And furthermore, pregnenolone has anti-inflammatory properties. In rats presented with learning and memory challenges, intranasal pregnenolone administration resulted in improvements in learning, long-term memory, and resistance to memory extinction. In a preliminary study, aged rats were shown to have significantly reduced levels of pregnenolone in the hippocampus and other brain regions, and animals with less memory problems had higher concentrations of pregnenolone. Memory deficits in these animals were temporarily corrected by pregnenolone injection. Most human studies on the effects of pregnenolone on cognitive decline have been performed in the context of psychiatric disorders such as schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. In an 8-week randomized placebo-controlled trial in patients with recent onset schizophrenia or a related disorder, the use of adjunctive pregnenolone at a dose of 50 mg per day was shown to result in a significant improvement in executive function as well as visual and sustained attention. Another placebo-controlled study in patients with schizophrenia found 30 mg per day of pregnenolone improved attention and working memory performance. You could check out my video on the pregnenolone steal to see how chronic stress can reduce your pregnenolone. Guatecola is a leafy green plant historically used in traditional medicine in Southeast Asia. It's valued for its high concentration of several beneficial nutrients, including triterpenoids, carotenoids, vitamin B, vitamin C, minerals, and other phytonutrients. One key active ingredient found in the Guatecola is Asiatic Acid, a triterpene that preclinical studies show can prevent cognitive decline caused by some drugs, and it can also modulate neurotransmission, among other beneficial cognitive and neural effects. Many Guatecola preparations are standardized to the Asiatic acids, which are metabolized to Asiatic acid in the body. Preclinical studies have shown the Guatecola can reduce the markers of oxidative stress, and this might in turn improve neuronal health. Furthermore, the Guatecola has been shown to decrease acetylcholinesterase levels in the hippocampus and the cerebral cortex of rats at a rate comparable with a pharmacological acetylcholinesterase inhibitor. The acetylcholinesterase is an enzyme that breaks down acetylcholine, which is an important neurotransmitter, and decreased acetylcholine levels have been linked with age-related cognitive decline and Alzheimer's disease. In a mouse model of Alzheimer's disease, Guatecola water extract was shown to improve memory in a dose-dependent manner. Furthermore, the markers of neural density were increased in the brain regions that influence information processing, i.e. the hippocampus and the prefrontal cortex. Among older mice, the Guatecola water extract was shown to improve performance on a test that measures the spatial learning and memory. In a study of 28 healthy elderly volunteers, 250 to 750 milligrams Guatecola extract every day for 2 months improved the working memory and the self-rated mood. In a systematic review and a meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials in humans, the researchers reported the Guatecola products did not significantly improve cognitive function domains compared to a placebo. However, the Guatecola did improve mood and alertness, and no adverse events were reported. Carotenoids are organic, strongly pigmented compounds found in algae, plants, fungi, and many bacteria. Carotenoids can be classified as xanthophylls, like lutein and zeaxanthin, or carotenes, like beta-carotene and lycopene. About 50 different types of carotenoids have been found in fruit and vegetables consumed by humans, and about 20 carotenoids are found in human tissues and blood. Higher serum and retinal concentrations of lutein and zeaxanthin have been associated with improvements in several biomarkers of inflammation and measures of cognition and neurotransmission. Neuroimaging studies have revealed older adults with higher concentrations of lutein and zeaxanthin had increased white matter integrity, particularly in brain regions that are vulnerable to age-related changes. The carotenoids have also been shown to reduce inflammatory signaling by decreasing circulating levels of cytokines and other pro-inflammatory molecules. Furthermore, the carotenoids protect the cells from oxidative stress, thereby possibly slowing cognitive decline by preventing neuronal cell damage. There's extensive evidence supporting the role of carotenoids in cognitive performance. Based on results of the 2011 to 2014 National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, higher dietary intake of lutein and zeaxanthin was associated with better scores on all learning and memory tests in participants 60 years and older, suggesting the lutein and the zeaxanthin might help to prevent or slow age-related cognitive decline. In contrast, a low intake of carotene, among other nutrients, was significantly correlated with an increased risk for cognitive decline in an elderly population. Furthermore, high serum and retinal concentrations of lutein and zeaxanthin have been associated with improved visual spatial processing and decision-making. During processing and decision-making tasks, functional MRI showed improved neural efficacy in the participants who performed better on the tasks and who had higher levels of lutein and zeaxanthin. Finally, the effects of dietary carotenoids were assessed in nearly 50,000 female nurses. Self-reported subjective cognitive function, assessed in 2012 through to 2014, was significantly associated with dietary carotenoid consumption during the prior 3 decades. Nurses who consumed the lowest amounts of carotenoids had a 33% higher risk of poor cognitive function than those who consumed the highest amounts. In a randomized controlled trial, 80 adults aged 65 to 92 received either 12 milligrams of lutein and zeaxanthin or placebo for 12 months. Neurons in the cortex, which is critical for higher-order cognition, were significantly more responsive to visual stimuli in the participants with higher levels of lutein and zeaxanthin compared to those with the lowest levels, suggesting improved visual memory and processing speeds. Furthermore, in a placebo-controlled trial of 91 participants with a mean age of 45 years, with low levels of macular pigment, the daily supplementation with 10 milligrams of lutein, 10 milligrams of mesozeaxanthin, and 2 milligrams of zeaxanthin for 12 months significantly improved memory. And finally, in a placebo-controlled study of 62 older adults, supplementation with 12 milligrams of lutein and zeaxanthin for 1 year was associated with a significant increase in both complex attention and cognitive flexibility. For more on herbs, supplements, and natural treatment plans, check out my website.